a dream buck. I mean, this is obviously the biggest buck I've ever got. I've never. It's all worth it. This is part of it. Montana is the premier place to go for hunting bighorn sheep. The problem is, just drawing the tag as the odds aren't very good. In 2019, my brother drew this coveted tag and shot an amazing ram. And wouldn't you know it, 1 year later, my dad drew the exact same tag in the exact same unit. So our strategy on this hunt was really simple. We were going to get back into areas away from people, get high vantage points, and just start to glass the country. Now, that's a big thing when you're hunting bighorn sheep, is being patient and glassing. This country is vast, and these sheep can hide anywhere. So you have to take your time and really look over the area. That first day, we did see a couple different bands of sheep, but no rams with them. This was a little bit before the rut, so that wasn't uncommon, but it was still neat seeing all those sheep that very first day out. So that next morning, we actually went into a different area, but our strategy was still going to be the same. We were going to hike in, we were going to stop at vantage spots, and we were going to glass. We were going to make sure that we didn't leave any stone unturned while glassing sheep in this country. You know, the farther we got back into this country, the more sign we started seeing, and it didn't take long before we picked up our very first ram of the trip. Now, this was a good ram, and we looked below him and saw 5 more laying down in this bowl. So Reed and I got down into position to really look these rams over and see if any of them were shooters. Both the ones in the middle are heavy. I don't think they're shooters. You know, 2 of those rams were pretty good in that group. But one thing you want to do in this unit is be really patient because it's known to hold some really big rams. So after looking them over, Dad decided to pass them up. So Dad and I got to go down about a week after that first excursion down there, and man, the weather really had changed. It had gotten some rain, there was a fresh blanket of snow, and it really made getting around challenging down there. But wouldn't you know it, we saw sheep first thing in the morning. Our time constraints only allowed us to hunt that day on this trip. And we did check out some different areas, but we just couldn't locate any more bighorn sheep. That following week, we went back down, my dad, my brother, and myself, and we had looked on the map and found an area that we thought was going to be really promising. Now, we had never hunted this area, we had never scouted this area, but we felt that there were going to be some sheep there. So again, we got to a high vantage spot and just started to glass. This country is so vast, and there's so many breaks, and there's so many ridges, and there's so many places for these sheep to hide. You have to be very patient, because you can sit there and look over one area for a couple hours and see absolutely nothing. And the next minute there's a band of sheep right in front of you. We checked this area out, looked over every inch of this country, and we just could not find any sheep that day. So late in the afternoon, we decided to go to a totally different area just to see if we could locate any sheep. Now the weather was changing, it was getting cold, that wind was really starting to blow, so we got kind of tucked out of the wind and just started to glass some of the flats out in front of us. So after sitting there for a couple hours, Reed picked up a couple rams that had moved out of the timbers on one of the flats. Now we thought the one ram looked good, but we were a long ways away. So we packed up everything, headed over to that area, hiked down in this drainage just to see if we could lay eyes on both these rams. So after checking out both those rams, neither of them had the quality that Dad was looking for. So that next morning we headed back to the area we were in the previous morning and just started to glass. It didn't take long to start picking up sheep. It's amazing watching these sheep get around in this countryside. There's so many cliffs and there's so much shale and gumbo, and they move through it effortlessly. It's an incredible feat to watch. So we've been sitting here all morning glassing. We've actually, yesterday, we only saw the two rams right at dark, and that was it. It was a really slow day, but this morning we picked up sheep like right at daylight and saw what we thought was a pretty good ram. So the three of us came over here. We saw 9 sheep over here. They were all ewes. We saw a small ram and a ewe over here, and then 6 others. And we just picked up 3 rams all by themselves down low in the timber. They're bedded down, and so Reed went back to get Dad. We all kind of split up to glass a little bit. So we're gonna make a run at these rams. It's quite a ways over there, but it's only about 11 o'clock in the morning, so we got all day. So we're hoping this is our chance for Dad's ram. So after we all got back together, we started to make our way to these sheep. And it was a long ways over there. And on these stalks, there's a lot of things that go through your mind. Are the rams going to be there by the time we get there? Are there going to be any shooters in the band of sheep that we saw? Are they going to be close enough to even get a shot? You know, most of this stalk, these sheep were out of sight. We couldn't see them and they couldn't see us. So you're almost heading over there blind, hoping they're going to be there by the time you make it over there. Trying to find a way through this country sometimes is very, very challenging. There's some very steep hills, there's a lot of gumbo, and you got to take your time to go the safest route, but also try and stay out of sight of the sheep. Unfortunately, those sheep did see us as we were stalking over there, and they did spook. But they ran behind a drainage, and they didn't come out. So as we were getting down over there, we decided to go up on this finger, and by the time we got there, we caught up with them, but they were 600 yards away. There was no way to get any closer to these rams. It was completely wide open between us and them. So we decided to lay down and be patient. The sheep had to make the first move. There's no way we could close the distance, so we had to be patient and see what happened. These rams were actually pretty calm, and it gave us time to lay down, get out the spot and scope, and really start picking these rams apart. It's tough to judge sheep at this distance with just binoculars, so having the spot and scope there made a world of difference. Those rams would bed down, then they would get up to feed, they would bed back down, and they were pretty content just to stay in the area. The nice thing was it gave us time to look over all these rams, and we did see 2 that we thought were shooters. But then again, we had to lay there in the sun and wait for them to make the first move, hoping we could get a shot at the biggest one.
Is that him with his head up?
No, he's the one right in the middle, broadside. He just took a step. He's got his head down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now he's the closest ram to you, broadside.
Oh, shit.
If he takes 2 steps, you can take a shot. Okay, there he... He's going to turn back the other way, I think. Now he's quartering. Now he's on the right. There's a ram in front of him, though. And you would punch all the way through him.
Right in the middle, isn't he?
No, he's the one on the right. See the one that just kicked his leg? That's him. On the bottom right. That's him. I can see the horn.
Oh, he's to the left now?
No, he's on the right. He's the
I
bottom.
can see him.
He's on the bottom right.
Should I try it?
Yeah, he's clear.
Okay, kind of watch where it hits. If it's 10 feet low, we'll quit.
Nope, he's walking.
Can't get on him.
Now there's one behind him. He's the one raking his horns in that sagebrush in the middle. Now the other one's
Oh,
joining.
he's in the middle now.
Now he can't shoot.
Now you can't.
I can now?
Yep, he's broadside.
Damn it. Damn it, I just can't get...
What?
I just can't get on him. I just can't stay on him.
Oh, well.
Still clear?
Yep.
Okay. Up, yeah.
Reload. Reload.
Can't tell. Can't tell.
You stay on them. They're right there. Range them for him.
With
Is he up there?
I don't know which one he is. You can tell.
So after that first shot, those rams actually ran closer to us. The problem was they were all bunched up. So we then had to try and locate the ram that we were going after and hope that he would give us one more opportunity. Ooh, ooh, bet you can hear it from here. Okay, they're gonna start spreading out now. Which one is he?
He is the second from the right, broadside, but there's one flare's right behind him. You can see flare standing right behind him.
It ain't going through him.
He's facing us now. He just turned broadside the other way.
Everything.
Did you find him? Because there are two of them standing there, and he's
Now he's
raking-
clear.
No, he's not.
Oh, am I looking at the wrong one?
Yeah, he's raking his horns against that.
There's two on the top,
Two on the top. They're the two in the middle.
but he's on the.
He's on the top with the two in the middle.
There's two right there, isn't there?
Yep, and he's the one raking his horns. See?
Yeah.
Okay, he's broadside to the left now. He's basically clear if you hit him in the Boilermaker.
What?
You dropped it!
Really?
You dropped him! Edit that! Oh, he's rolling. You! Oh my god!
I gotta have some help getting up.
Oh my god, that was awesome!
You got me?
Yep!
I mean, lift.
Oh my
You
god! He piled him up. You piled him up.
Jeez.
Just like a ton of bricks. That was awesome. Now we got to go up there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we got to get this old guy back to the truck somehow. I don't know how that's going to be. We might have to spend the night here. I don't know.
Oh, there's not enough water.
I'll go down and drink muddy water right now.
Well, we're tired already, but man, what a shot. 620 yards, and Dad just dropped this ram. And unfortunately, it's a little gnarly over here, so he couldn't make it over, but Reed and I are making our way over and trying to get to the sheep. We have a couple hours of daylight left, and gotta try and get the sheep out of here. And but man, what a great day! Halloween 2020. Got our sheep.
He was way up that steep hill. Dad shot him and he rolled down here. Perfect shot. Got the old warrior and got to get him out.
2 in a row, baby.
2 in a row. 2 for 2.
Aaron's turn next year.
2 for 2.
Oh my god, look at that.
Look how big he is, dude. Go put your hands on him. Look how heavy he is.
Oh,
Massive ram.
look at that. I can't get my hands
Around the base.
around the base, and I've got pretty big hands, and I sort of give him the 2 thumbs up.
Man, what an absolutely incredible day. Getting back into this country, catching up with those rams, and then watching Dad make that 620-yard shot on the ram of a lifetime is definitely a hunt that none of us will ever forget.
Yep.
And as Reed and I were hauling the ram out that night, we started talking about all the hunts we've been on over the years. and how many times Dad was the one taking us all over the mountains trying to help us out. It was really special for Reed and I to be able to give back to Dad after all he's given back to us over the years.
Should be all right. It's all worth it. This is part of it. Head on the back, baby.
DIY.
DIY. Bone and Crockett ram for Dad.